Hello guys, my name is Naachi and welcome to a new YouTube video. So today we are going to draw Wattson yet again in her new Season 4 skin from Apex Legends. I didn't include the sketching and the line art process because I feel like the video would have been way too long. I drew Wattson not too long ago and I tried to keep that video very short. It was only like 4 or 5 minutes and I think it was also only including the coloring, and I feel like sometimes I want to include the sketch and the line art process, but it's just, I don't know, I don't want to give you guys a half an hour long video. So I'm just including how I have been coloring this artwork. I literally had I think the coloring process alone, I have 5 or 6 hours of just me coloring it. And I tried to just get it down to, I think it's 7 minutes now. So I'm sorry, it's always so much. I don't know, I don't want to bore anyone and I'm trying my best to still keep it somewhat interesting. So what you can see me starting out with this time is the background. You can see it's very pink. The skin itself for the character is a cyberpunked theme in-game skin. So it's very black and red and pink, and I wanted to also reflect that in the background. Also, there's just been Valentine's Day and I wanted to actually finish this for Valentine's Day. Didn't manage to do it. I walked around with the idea for over a week, but I just didn't have time. I had commissions to do and other things I needed to take care of. So I first finished it now. I feel kind of bad. I wish I would have gotten this done for Valentine's Day, but I sadly didn't manage to do that. So that sucks, but I mean, we can still spread some love. We can still spread some pink and red vibes. So I think it's okay. It's not too Valentine's Day-ish. As you can see, for the coloring, I do my normal thing. I take a lot of Copic markers, build them up on top of each other, and then later I go in with a little bit of coloring pencil. For this artwork, actually, I barely any work with the color pencils afterwards. You know, I'm a really big fan of just building colors up and then just make them pop at the end with the coloring pencil, because I feel like my coloring pencils I use are very vibrant and very nice and I like the colors. But I feel like lately I have been going overboard with that a little bit, especially when I do skin coloring. So I'm trying to dial down a little bit on that and just work a little bit more with Copics and don't overdo it with the color pencil at the end. So everything you see me here draw is basically what it's gonna look like at the end as well. I didn't off camera add a lot of colors with coloring pencil. I just went with the Copic markers and that's basically it. Just a few touch-ups at the end, but that's it. One of my favorite things about this skin is probably the leather on the clothing. I think it looks so cool. I just took a black fine liner and drew it in with solid black, and then just for the shading afterwards, I went in over the white spaces and put in a few Copic marker colors to make it look a little bit better. You can also see that I worked a little bit with lighter colors and darker colors for her jacket. I didn't have exactly the color that her skin looks like in-game, so I tried to build up the color by using a blue-violet Copic marker and then putting grays on top and then just mishmashing it. It worked okay, but I feel like, just a little tip, you can't do that too much. If you do that a lot, at some point the paper can just not take any Copic marker anymore, so you need to kind of be careful what you're doing. I had the same issue with her thighs and her butt area, where there's a lot of purple color in her clothing and it was just not the right purple, so I needed to go over it multiple times with different colors, and it was a whole mess. I sometimes wish the range was a little bit bigger when it comes to Copic marker, or maybe also just me having all of them, but I didn't have the exact tone, so it was a lot of trial and error. I'm really happy that it turned out the way it did, but also I feel like if I would have worked much more on the clothing and tried to put even more colors into it, I could have easily overused the paper and then it would just have not looked good anymore at the end. So I'm glad I stopped when I stopped. I don't think it could have taken much more. For the picture, I try to do like an undertone in blue. Normally my artworks look very warm and yellow-ish, yellow-red-ish in the undertones, but this time I try to make a blue undertone. I hope you guys can see it, that the lighting is mainly focused on being a very light pink and being a bluish purple for the dark spots. And I honestly think that's something I haven't done in a while, and I feel like it turned out really great. I'm really happy I did this. I haven't done it in like probably a couple of years, at least not to the amount I did with this picture, and it felt so good to try something new again for once and not just doing the only thing you know and not always just being in your comfort zone. So I'm happy I did that. You can see the cyberpunk theme coming through both in her legs and also in her left arm. You can see there is some mechanical parts going on, and they are kind of see-through in the original, so I try to also make them look see-through in the artwork. It was not that easy, but later on I tried to make it pop a little bit more by putting some highlights on top of it, and I think it just makes the whole thing come together. But yeah, there's not that much more to talk about the artwork. It is a very straightforward Copic illustration. I hope you guys liked how it turned out. I'm sorry I haven't been around for a couple of weeks. I need to step up my YouTube game again. I'm trying. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to support me, like and subscribe. And also, if you want a print of this artwork, check out my shop. Link is in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.